Hello, everybody. I will just give it a sec while StreamYard catches up. Wow, we've got lots of people in already. Hey, Selkie. Hey, Chris, what the fuck? How are you still awake? Hey, my voice. Hi, Jamie, Debbie. Hey, Kristen. Hey, long hair, skinny-eyed toe. Hey, Ginger. So firstly, I got to say this could potentially be a shit show of a live and a VR because I am totally not organized, everyone. In saying that, I've had these decks sitting out on my floor for, I reckon, at least 2 weeks, which is why I just needed to schedule the live and get the hell on and do them so I can clean up my tarot room. But yeah, so it's going to be interesting. I have terrible sinus at the moment, so my head is just more so than it normally is on just a typical day when it's pretty fucked up anyway. So we'll just see what kind of shit show this ends up being today. I haven't done my hair, nothing. So welcome. All right, so this is my VR to the beautiful Mascha at Musings by Mascha, to her favourites in 2020. Now, I did not get that many decks in 2020, and the ones, I think the majority of the decks I got in 2020 were not released in 2020. They just came in to my collection then. So that's kind of what this is going to be about. Hey, Vic Hestrel. Oh, it's nice to have you make one of my lives. It's so hard. I've been racking my brain trying to work out a regular day to do a live. And ideally, I'd actually like to do 2. Oh, thank you, Chris. I'd like to do a regular live for tarot readings and then a regular live where I either do VRs or just jump on and chat. But everyone has stuff on, like lives going on already every day of the week. So it's really, really difficult to actually pick a time. Hello, Zane. Hey, Diane. Hey, Natalie. My fellow Aussie. I hope everybody had a lovely Christmas. And for those of you who celebrate Boxing Day in your country, I hope you've had a good one. For those in Oz, I hope yesterday was a good Boxing Day for you. It's all kind of over and done and back to normal here now. Who else have we got? Oh, hey, Jackie. All right, so let's get started. So Mascha's first one, and I did put the link to Mascha's original video in the description. I didn't put the questions because, like I said, my brain not working today, more than normal. So my Fave Collage Tarot of 2020 is my Muse Tarot. And this was very early on in 2020 that I got this. This is the indie version that I managed to score and buy. But when I originally saw the Muse Tarot, I had no interest in it whatsoever. Oh, wrong way. But it kind of started to grow on me because we all know, like, I like ugly. So if there's something I originally think I don't like, I kind of end up liking it because I'm a weirdo. If you've seen me talk about this deck before, it is a very personal deck. I use it in a very, very different way to any of my other decks. I don't know. I feel like this one reaches into my core and it just, it's almost like I am the card when I pull this deck more than any other deck. You'll like that with music, Chris. Ah, okay. Who else did I see pop in? I said hi to Zane. Oh, hey, Mandy. I so wish I was up early enough to catch all of your live this morning. It's so great to join you. I set my alarm early. I just couldn't get my ass out of bed. I love this Four of Emotions, which is Four of Cups. So yeah, that is my favorite. And these are the backs and the beautiful gilding that comes on the indie version. My favorite collage deck. I do have the book as well that goes with it. Oh, Jamie's asking, did you get the book journal that she put out with the Fav? Yeah, so the person I purchased this of, like, I didn't back this or anything. Yeah, sold the book and everything with it. Hang on, I've got like a black something because my son's computer is fucked. So he steals mine and there's black all over where I'm looking. So, all right, have I missed anyone else? Oh, My Voice, you have it, but never open. No interest, will probably pass it on. Open it up. Work with it. It's how I felt. And holy crap, it honestly packs a punch. Like, at least try it before you pass it on to someone else. I'm sorry about my voice, everyone. For those just joining, I'm cloggy, I'm sinusy, my head is not thinking more than normal. All right, my next one, your favorite pocket travel size tarot. Now, I didn't get any travel size tarots in 2020. So I'm going to go with my favorite travel tarot. Okay. Hey, Ange, welcome. And that is my Neo Rider. And this is the Romance Edition. Is that what they call it? The Romance Edition? I've always wanted a plastic deck. And when I saw this one was pink, it was like, I need to have that deck. It is awesome. It's not going to show up great on camera. Oh, those are the backs. I wanted a plastic deck because, you know, again, if you follow me, you know hubby and I, yes, Aquarius pink, I had to have this one. So it's the only plastic deck I have. But hubby and I often go away for like 3 nights to our favorite place. And you just literally have to walk, like, go down the elevator, walk across the road, and you've got like beach there. The only time I've gone and taken a tarot deck to the beach and sat down to start using it, and it was before I had this one, I realized that as we'd started walking, because I wasn't prepared to sort of, you know, we didn't plan to really go on the beach and stuff. So maybe we did, but it was winter and cold. I had boots on and I'd been recording some video on my phone. I sat down on a chair to take off my boots and I sat down to start reading with my cards and realized my phone was not with us. So we had a mad dash of packing everything up. Thankfully, someone had picked it up and contacted me. And the other times we've been back since, we haven't actually gone down because we're a little like that when we go away. We're a little lazy. We like to stay in our just apartment and chill and enjoy. So yeah, I love this deck. It's slippery shit. I haven't done a Mascha yet and tried it in the bath. I don't know if I'd find that relaxing, actually. I'm not sure, but even, like, I was always scared thinking, okay, I've got this for the beach, so I can go and it doesn't matter. But I was still kind of scared, is it going to wreck my cards? But then I heard people talking recently, I think it was probably Mascha, actually, I don't know where I heard her talking about it, but she'll put her cards in the sand, like all of that. So now I'm a little less thing. So I don't have a travel size deck that came into my collection in 2020, but this I class as a travel deck because it's plastic and durable. So have I missed anyone coming in? Kristen, you lost your phone. in the Marie Antoinette Museum in Paris. Wow, yeah. I remember it was a couple of years ago. We went to Time Zone and I was like playing one of the card games with the kids and my phone had fallen down. And at that point, I didn't have a lock. Like my phone didn't have like a PIN number lock. And I fucking freaked because I don't have client details straight on my phone, but if you go into certain apps, I have like my booking system. So I've got client details in that sense on my phone. So if I had have lost that fucker, it would have been like the biggest massive breach of privacy. Thankfully, it was still there and no one had taken it. But that was a freak out moment. And from that moment on, I have a password, like a PIN on my phone now. All right, number 3, my fave tarot in beauty, the tarot you find the most beautiful. This was a real hard, a lot of these were really hard, and I could put these in multiple categories too, but beauty-wise, I would say my Ember and Aura Tarot. Again, what sold me on this deck was the pink gilding. So these are the backs. This is the glorious pink gilding. And the cardstock is beautiful. The images are just basic yet beautiful. I love that strength card. That's got to be up there as one of my faves. I freaking love it. Okay, can't talk. Can't think, can't talk. Reminds me of, you know, those big ass ginormous teddy bears. But this, yeah, I don't know. There's something about this deck that is, even the tower, like, God, look at that. You love the Amber and Aura, Jamie. Yeah. So Salky's saying, I bet you've not got a pink deck. Good enough excuse to me. What else am I missing? Oh, Jackie, because you're saying you don't have an excuse to buy it. You have a plastic deck. Ah, but Salky's right. Do you have a pink one? Oh. I've got a pink thing going on, Ginger. Yeah. I don't have a favorite color. I honestly don't. I love all colors. When people ask me my favorite color, I'm like, I don't have one. But then there are certain things, certain colors like pink I'm drawn to. And I think because it's different in the tarot, you know. Like I don't have a color theme through my house because of a favorite color. If rooms are color coordinated, it's purely and simply because I have shit in that color already. What else is, and sorry, I could do this quicker and just go, but I want to chat to people too. I've been able to watch lives, be part of them. I've watched lives back, but it's been so long since I've been on to chat to people. So what am I missing? The humans in the deck, you don't connect to them, my voice. Yeah, fair enough. Used to hate pink, but you're warming up to it, Kristen. Love it. Actually, I haven't shown my sister this deck. She is a mega mass pink fan. Like pink is definitely her favorite color. Her all office stuff at her work is everything is pink and all of that. But I haven't shown her this one, but she actually might really like it. Oh, you've got the CS tarot in the plastic, Jackie. Yeah. All right. Number 4, my fave, unique, standing on its own deck. This one was kind of easier, and it is my Falakos. Oh, and your hair was black and pink. Oh, your comment jumped. Years ago, the bright pink was your signature. That is cool. That is really cool. That's why I need to do a random rambling bullshit. Oh, they're totally up my alley, Mindy. It's just purely been trying to work out when is the best time to do lives, like with all the other lives that go on. And I think I just have to get to a point of biting the bullet and just planning 2 lives a week, which is really what I want to do, schedule them in and, you know, kind of do it to my time frame. And I know it's not going to suit everyone, but it's too hard to, being in Australia in particular, to get everyone, I've got to start at the crack of dawn, basically. And when I wake up, that's when all the lives are happening. So, but yeah, my Philakos. And this is, shit, what's the thing again? Unique, standing on its own. So the reason I chose this one, because it is such a unique deck. You've got differences between the major arcana versus the minor arcana versus your aces versus your court cards. But particularly, I thought Jonathan was in here and I missed him. So Jonathan does his lives before his kids wake up. You couldn't do that. Yeah, I could do it, Kristen, but it's those times when everyone else is on for me, because I am an early morning person. I recently become attracted to the blingy decks, the Golden Art Nouveau, Neo Radish Shadow deck was on your radar too, but loving the pink one more now. Go the pink. You deserve it, Jackie. You've earned it. The other reason I chose this as my unique standalone deck, you know, aside from the obvious of the artwork and just the makeup of this deck, is this is one deck that I read completely intuitively. I will bring certain meanings of the cards in. Hello, beautiful Mascha. Oh, you've been out shopping. It's early shopping? Oh, no, it's not. Shit, it's nearly lunchtime. I woke up late today, so it still feels early to me. This deck, like I've always read, well, once I got into the tarot and all of that, I've read intuitively, but this one opened up a whole nother world for me of being able to go screw the meanings. It just speaks to me and I freaking adore this deck. So what have you been shopping for, Mascha? I'm curious. I do want to hit the shops. I have a voucher for Dusk. I don't know if you guys have Dusk overseas, but it's basically a gorgeous like candle shop. It's amazing. And I have a voucher for that and all the things I use regularly, like my little scented tea lights, my taper candles. They're quite expensive there and they're all half price at the moment. So while I have my voucher and it's half price, I want to stock up with. Yeah, Mandy, you couldn't get along with the Philakos. The different art styles drove you crazy. When I first got it, I was so excited to get it because it's such a weird deck and we all know me and really different. And then when I got it, there was a slight disappointment. I'm like, because I was worried I was going to get it and it was actually going to take over the Marielle for me. And there was this slight disappointment. But once I trimmed it and started working with it, holy crap, it's up there as an all-time fave. Okay. Oh, Chris, it's 1:20. Jeez. Yeah, I can't do late. I do early. My fave, nature-based or animal tarot. I need to pick 2 for this one, very much so. So I'm going to go technically animal. I've put it in the category. And that is my Hush Tarot. And again, I know this is a deck that really divides opinions. But these are the backs. I absolutely adore this deck. It is very unusual. It is very unique. I understand. Oh, my pleasure, Mascha. I've had these decks out for 2 or more weeks on my floor, messing up my room, and I just needed to jump on and do the bloody live. So, like, I recorded an 8-minute video for the free little mini workshop I'm doing on tarot and wellbeing for the Facebook group the other day. And it took me from morning to night to get an 8-minute video uploaded to Facebook. So I've just decided I'm finding it way easier to jump on live rather than recording and uploading. And so in this one, I'm cheating, and I'm classing this as the favorite animal style deck because there's lots of animals. The book to this, if you have the deck and you're unsure about it, the book opened me up. The book made me see things. Like, how can I explain it? They're very short explanations in the book, but they get right to the point of why the image, you know. And I can't remember a goddamn thing I wrote in the book now, but yeah. You'd call that an animal deck. It's so very earthy. Yeah, well, I'm cheating in this one. So I'm classing this as the animal, and then I've got my nature-based one. My fave nature-based deck that I got in 2020 was my Majestic Earth Tarot. And this deck was a gift from the amazing, incredible, beautiful Michelle Cracker, who's often in our chats. Yeah, Ginger, the book is amazing. Those are the backs. I wanted this deck from the moment I saw it. And I think I was very early into kind of joining YouTube, you know, TarotTube land at that point. Before I really knew about indie decks all that much and things like that. I had no idea about Kickstarters and everything. And I remember looking it up after I saw it in somebody's video because I was just so freaking drawn to it. Oh, it's your boomerang deck. You sold it and bought it again. And you love this one too, Jamie. Oh, me too. I can't wait to work more with it. I've only done a little bit with this so far, but holy crap. So yeah, I remember Googling it to try and buy it, and there was a website selling it. And again, because I was new to all of this stuff, I had no idea about independent decks, all that kind of thing, Kickstarters, blah, blah, blah. But whoever was selling it, whoever I found, wouldn't ship to Australia. Hello, beautiful Michelle, just in time for me showing my favorite nature-based deck from you, my gorgeous friend. And when Michelle told me she would send this to me, it melted my heart. And you all know, I do keep in the element cards in the deck. You know, in other videos I've done, and you know my appreciation for when people send me decks, it's not about the deck, it's about the meaning behind it. And so I know that I'm very blessed to have this deck because I know a lot of people like wanted it. Michelle, actually, it was just after she sent it to me, tagged me in a post where someone was selling the deck for something ridiculous, wasn't it, Michelle? Like $400 Australian dollars or something. So yeah, this one by far is my favorite nature-based deck. My beautiful, majestic earth. I should start taking some of these off the table because I have a shit ton of decks all around me. Just see if I've missed anything in chat. Someone asked Jamie if she likes the Brady Tarot. Where's Jamie's answer to that? You've never read with it. It's on the shelf. I'd kill for that deck too. I think it's, again, I think it's the uniqueness of the Brady Tarot. Okay. Next one, number 6, your fave RWS. I kind of struggled with this a lot, because if I hadn't have put this one into my fave travel deck, it probably would have been this one. And then it's really hard because the other two I put in this category, and they're not like strictly, you know, Build and Modern Witch is not strictly, if we're talking complete RWS. And then my Golden Art Nouveau. And this was really hard because I actually have used the Modern Witch more. I love this deck. I haven't actually used it for a while. But if I had to pick one, I would say, yes, Mascha. It was one of the decks I allowed myself to buy because I've always wanted a plastic one. I was telling everyone I still don't know if I can do the whole get in the bath with my plastic deck. I should try it really, but when I saw that it was pink, there was a pink plastic deck, that was a splurge I made. So these are the backs, and I do really love this deck. I have the Golden Universal Tarot, which I got quite a long time ago. Who's just come in? Oh, hey, Raven, Morning Glory. Because I wanted a blingy deck when I first got the Golden Universal Tarot. I have to keep looking at what it's called. But the people in it are so fucking miserable. Like, they all look cranky. The Empress, I think it is, looks cranky as shit. Oh, the Knight of Pentacles, I'm pretty sure that's another one where she looks angry. I think it's the High Priestess too. Like, everyone just looks really pissed off with the world in that deck. So I wasn't going to get this deck because I thought, no, I've got one blingy one. But when COVID first sort of started and shops here, like the non-essential ones, shut down, the tarot shop I supported all the time, which is about, I don't know, 45 minutes from my house, I really wanted to support them. So I just did kind of I just chatted to her because, of course, she knew me quite well by that point, through Messenger, picked out decks, went down, picked them up from her. Unfortunately, they ended up closing permanently anyway. They have a second shop, which is more a crystal shop, but I haven't been back since. And because I really wanted to support them while they were struggling in their business, I added this one. And I'm really glad I did because I really love it. So my boys, does anyone have the black and gold? You prefer it? No, I don't have any of the black and gold or the gold and black, or I know there's like a couple of different ones like that. Ginger, you go back and forth with liking it. Like I said, I haven't read with it a huge amount. And one thing about, so picking out all my decks for this VR, and at the same time, the next VR I'll be doing is to Candy Soul and Soil, who did something like Dating the Tarot as the tag. And that particular tag is about decks that kind of don't make it ever into the favorites. And as I was picking out my decks for that one, it made me realize how many decks I have that I haven't spent time with. So one of my big things has been, you know, in my tarot stand that I have, like, over, where is it there? So over here, sorry if I made people sick. Of course, my Marielle is still there, but what I did was I went through, and I haven't completed it yet, and just picked out decks I've barely ever touched so that I can actually freaking start using them. So that's probably been the best thing about prepping for this VR, and then also prepping for Candy's VR. All right. So what is next? Your fave in whimsical tarot. I think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure, Mindy, that this came to me this year. I think. I didn't go back and look at the video. Oh, Michelle, you got the Tarot of Prague, the normal edition from the Facebook group. I paid $200, but happy to have it. Oh, that's awesome. So awesome. Have you used it much yet, Michelle? Do you love it? Yeah, Mascha, and you have lots of decks too. Oh, Raven Morning Glory, first deck. Oh, sorry, I should show cards while I'm chatting now. Is Robin Wood, and it's been your favorite ever since. I don't have the Robin Wood tarot. So I have always wanted the Dark Mansion. Oh, you got a glossy dark version of the Dark Mansion. And I know Mendy had mentioned, I think it was this year, but very early on. Sorry, excuse me. That she was getting rid of hers, and I'm like, please let me buy it. Because I really, really want the deck, and it saves me the dicking around and the extra shipping time, because I'd heard how long it takes to ship. And I would also rather support someone and give them my money that I know and love. And sneaky little Mendy put it in the post telling me she'd let me know the postage cost and all of that when it was done, and then wouldn't let me have her account details. But it is a much loved deck, and I've talked about this in a video, which is why I probably should have gone back and checked. Oh, hey, Dee. Nice to catch you. I'm sorry I haven't responded. I did see you in one day, in a few hours, put up all the comments to the videos. And I'm thinking, holy shit, poor Dee, you were going to be so over listening to my voice by the time you're finished. And the reason, Mendy was getting rid of this was because it is the rose petal card stock that's harder to shuffle. I like it. I like the challenge of shuffling decks because it slows me down. It makes me take my time. It slows me down. So yeah, I put this one in as my favorite, like, whimsical deck. Tell Regan I said hello. Your daughters are so incredibly beautiful, Mendy. I love them. They reach out to me. I got birthday messages. I'm currently chatting to Regan at the moment in Messenger, trying to organize stuff with her. So I love your kids. They're so beautiful. You have trouble shuffling it too, Debbie. Yeah. Okay. Chris, tell Regan Shrek says hi. It was funny, Chris, because I was rewatching as I was sort of getting ready this morning when Mendy's live finished, and I was rewatching like the replay from you and Simon, and Dean's just like, he does a lot of lives, doesn't he? And I'm like, oh, he goes on a lot of people's channels. He's kind of like the town bike of YouTube. And I went, is that bad? I didn't mean it in a bad way. Dean's just like, oh, okay. So, yeah, I meant that with love, Chris, just so you know. Raven Morning Glory, your eyesight isn't great anymore. Does anyone know if the Robin Hood deck comes as a bigger card size? Like I said, I don't have it, but I'm pretty sure I've only ever seen it in its normal kind of small size. You're a YouTube slag, yeah. I meant it with love, Chris. It gave hubby a good laugh too. All right, moving on. 8. So this was where Mascha kind of broke 8 and 9 down into your fave, like type 1, type 2, Marseille, or favorite pip deck. So I decided, and I did go back and rewatch Mascha's like difference between type 1, type 2 and all of that. But because I don't have a huge collection of Marseille decks, I thought, well, I'll choose my favorite Marseille I got this year, and I'll choose my favorite pip deck that I got this year. So my favorite pip deck I got this year would have to be the Mythical Creatures Tarot. I love this deck. Everything about it. I mean, I know everyone's seen it. A tarot dart. You're copying all the flattering names right now, Chris, aren't you? Sorry, I started that. So yeah, I definitely class this one as my favorite pip deck of 2020. Love this. Isn't it just stunning? Could sit and look at these all day. You love shuffling this deck? Yeah, same, Jamie. I know when I first got my Bubba decks, I was really shit scared to riffle shuffle them, but I kind of got over that. I don't riffle shuffle all the time. I kind of will do three times. I'll do the riffle, and then I just shuffle normal. I do it more when I first get a deck. So yeah. So Mythical Creatures, definitely my favorite pip deck of 2020. Does it come with a book or separately? You've got to buy the book separately, My Voice. So I do have the book for it as well. And I got to say, I was disappointed in the book. I bought the book because it's both RWS and Marseille and designed to read both ways. I thought that it would give me more, I guess, info about Marseille. And I really don't like the Marseille meanings in it compared to like other Marseille books that I've read. And there hasn't been that many. But I just don't like them. I don't like the Marseille aspect of the book. So I was kind of disappointed in that. If a deck's in order, 7 riffles should probably randomize it. Yeah. Everyone's talking about the Cardamanic Tart has a nice ring to it. Oh, you really love the book, Mascha. Honestly, I haven't read the book properly. I mainly just went to the Marseille meanings and looked through them. I don't know, it just didn't gel. Okay, and my favorite Marseille deck that I received in 2020 is the one that the beautiful Mindy again sent to me. And I'm not even going to try and say this. Okay, so you can just read it there. This is the ugliest, weirdest, and that is the reason I am fucking in love with this deck. The backs, I agree. Like, I've heard Mindy and other people talk about how weird they are. They are weird. Like, They just are. But, and this is still in order. I have looked at this deck so many times, but okay, Mendy's put it in there, but I'm not even still going to try and pronounce it. They're in order because one, I really want to do a walkthrough, but I can't bring myself to shuffle it and use it yet because I am still just enamored in, yeah, I don't get the Chinese characters either, Mendy, but I can overlook that because I fucking adore these images. I can't bring myself to shuffle and use it because I am loving, like, look at that. How ugly is that face? Is that not awesome? I can't stop just looking at it from beginning to end, and I know I just have to use it, and I can always just look through the cards still. Oh, you've got it too, Jamie Kelly. Aside from the backs, do you like it? Do you love how ugly it is? I do want to do a walkthrough of this, just not that I do many walkthroughs, but because of how freaking much I love this deck and its ugly weirdness. And I just keep pulling it out and I look through the images and I just smile, and every time I fall more and more in love with them. But I do need to start using it. Did he have a man bun in his hair? Are we talking about the Hermit? No. I don't know. Justice? I don't know. Like, I can't even tell if that's male or female, because which is fine. There's aspects of the hair that looks female, and then there's like facial hair, and I don't know, but this is definitely my absolute favorite Marseille of 2020. And look, I love my Triomphe della Luna, and it will always be up there as a fave. But the uniqueness of this deck, I think, will be like forever top of my Marseille list. Oh, you got sent the links and you bought it before looking at the backs. Yeah. I can, I know, Chris, you were talking with Simon about you just can't get over backs. I can kind of deal with it because I'm not reading the backs anyway. Looks like a drunk person drew the, Kristen, the whole deck looks like a drunk person drew it, to be honest, and it is fucking fabulous for that reason. Yeah, I adore it. Oh, my voice, you've got 30 rolls of washi coming in the mail for the purposes. Yeah, I saw, and let me see. Kristen, how ugly is the face? It's awesome. Yes. Put some washi tape over the backs. I've never understood that concept, Diane. Like, if you put washi tapes or stickers, then doesn't it kind of make it uneven? I know people do it. Like, I know Elle's a big one to put washi tape all over her decks, but I don't know. I feel like, does it not like bump and move off as you're like shuffling? So my voice is saying, what lately stops me buying from other countries is the international duties fees, not even the shipping. Yeah, my voice. We don't get the fees here. Oh shit, I forgot one of the cards, the make blank card. And I don't know where I put the deck. Oh, yeah. But to ship to Australia it's shocking. I had to send, I just recently did my first like official Buddhist ceremony, my Kai Sembo ceremony, and I sent 2 of these, okay? So 2 strips of material overseas to America 40 Australian dollars for these 2 strips, which weigh nothing at all. And I did send it express. That probably adds $10 or so onto it, but I'm like, they weigh nothing. It's 2 strips of material, and I could not believe it was $40 that I paid for the shipping. It was crazy. So, yeah. All right, moving on. My fave in hobby or culture that you love. This I kind of struggled with because basing it on decks that came into my collection this year, I don't really know what hobbies I have outside of tarot, aside from maybe like my fairy garden, which just keeps getting put back on the, you know, the to-do list with everything else going on at the house. And so the one deck I thought of that kind of comes in the category, and I've got to work out where the hell I put it, because like I said, not organized. Oh shit, where are you? Oh yeah, you're hiding. So I went with my Crystal Skull Tarot. Because even though, okay, like I've got my Mookaite collection, which you can kind of see there. I've got my calcite collection, which you can kind of see there. I don't specifically collect crystal skulls. I'd love to. I'd love to have the money to. I've only got 1, 2, 3, I think 5 crystal skulls. And these are the backs. So this is the closest deck I could find to like a hobby, because not that they're a hobby, but I do love my crystals and I do love my crystal skulls. And if I had a shit ton of money to blow, I would definitely have a lot more crystal skulls and big ones. All of mine are pretty small. I think this guy, my Mookaite one, like that's sort of the biggest. And he's around the same size as my lava stone skull. That's the biggest I have in skulls, and my others are smaller than that. So, but yeah, I put this one under that kind of category because I do adore my crystals. I really love them. And I love the uniqueness of this deck. So it depends on the washi tape. Okay, so you placed a thin washi over the Roman numerals. Didn't notice any shuffling issues. Okay. Me too, D. My collection of, that way, Mookaite is a little out of control. Every time I see a new piece, I have to get it. See you, D. Thanks for joining. So, yeah, I popped my beautiful crystal skull and love everything about this deck. Like, I love the cardstock, how it shuffles. Mookaite's your most favorite too. Same, Mascha. The amount I have, if you haven't seen it before, hang on, sorry. How can I show it to you? Where's the camera going? That way. The amount of Mookaite I have, so that's all my Mookaite. I should be the most grounded fucking person on the planet. No anxiety, completely grounded. And I'm not, clearly. So yeah, it's definitely my favorite too, Mascha. As everyone pretty much knows anyway. All right, next one, 11. Your fave in a story or tarot featuring myths and stories. my Baba Studios deck that I got at the beginning of the year, the first edition of the Fairy Tale Tarot, it came to mind. And I love the deck. But honestly, I haven't used it that much. Not because I don't like it or want to get rid of it, but I just haven't. Mascha's saying your Mookaite collection looks very exciting and inspiring. Cannot have too many pieces. Yeah, I'll have to send you a proper photo of it, Mascha, so you can see all the bits. Not to mention the jewelry I have in Mookaite as well. I didn't even show you this. I chose my Alice Tarot. Now, Alice in Wonderland is not my favorite as far as stories, movies go. My sister was actually really pissed off at me because she loved Alice in Wonderland and wanted to fight me for me to give her this deck. And it was a big hell no. This is the first edition one. So we've all seen it, but those are the backs. Please do. I need a few larger pieces. Yeah, Mascha. I didn't see. I was in my local crystal shop Christmas Eve because I wanted to get some. Everyone got like weirdo woo-woo presents from me this Christmas in my family. And surprisingly, my daughter loved it. She was so excited about the woo-woo of it all. But yeah, I didn't see any big bits in there then. But I also try and avoid her Facebook page because I sort of don't want to see any at the moment. But I chose this as my favorite fairy tale one. And look, as far as the fairy tale aspect goes, I definitely like the Baba Studios fairy tale deck more. As far as a fairy tale aspect goes, I love and use more than my Baba Studios one, the inner child cards, where even the minors relate to a fairy tale. Like, yes, they're big cards, they're shit card stock, but I fucking love that deck. And it reads beautifully. And it was close to being put in here. But this is a deck I haven't used a huge amount. But there's something about it, even though I'm not if there was a Beauty and the Beast deck, like, was it you on your channel this morning, Mendy, where you were talking about more Disney decks coming out? Or it might have been when I rewatched Chris and Simon chatting, they were talking about it, and I'm like, please, if Disney's getting on board, someone make a Beauty and the Beast deck. So Alice in Wonderland is not my favorite, but there's something about these images and the way the cards read that I freaking love. Oh, my voice, you love the Inner Child deck too. Yeah, that is I do. I love that deck. I love it for readings. I love to use as my daily gratitude pull. I did the YouTube gratitude challenge, but I really, when life starts to get out of hand and I get overwhelmed or stressed or there's a lot going on, and I start thinking about all the things I need to do, because obviously, like, I know the psych tools of it all, blah, blah, blah. And I always find that the one thing I've fallen away from is my gratitude practice, like intentional, full-blown gratitude practice of making sure I focus on the gratitude every single day. And that lifts me so much quicker than anything else. And again, I'm not going to rave on about that here. I've spoken about that hundreds of times in my videos. But so I've gone back to doing a daily gratitude tarot pull, as well as my normal daily tarot draw. I keep that photo up on my phone as my lock screen all day. And the Inner Child cards are really great for that as well. Okay, so next one is 12, your fave in cardstock and deck. production. I would have to go at the top as being my limited edition Tarot of Prague. This is another deck that, like, I know nothing about Prague, okay? I'm not traveled, I'm not worldly. We all know my geographical knowledge, or lack thereof. I'm not someone who's interested in travel. I know it's a foreign concept to people, but I'm just not. The box is beautiful. I got the limited edition only because they had sold out of the normal when I think I'd ordered the normal, and then it came back they'd sold out. But then they came back with more normal ones, but I'd already ordered by this point. Now, this is another deck. You're sticking your tongue out to me, Jamie. Gratitude, yes. Hope you do a gratitude spread VR to my spread I did yesterday. I watched that one. Is that the one I commented on? I've watched a lot of your videos and I haven't commented on many. So these are the backs. What was the damage with this deck when you received it? It was like 14 cards. Hang on, I'll grab them because I still don't know what to do with them. So yeah, I think it's 14 cards that came. I'll try and pick out an obvious one. And there was a battle over this because I didn't want to give up my deck, okay? It was my limited edition. It was the number chosen for me. And they wanted me to send the whole deck back. And I'm like, well, no, I'd rather have the damaged cards. Like, if you can't replace the cards, I'll keep the damaged ones. So let me see. Oh, yeah, these two are kind of more obvious. So with a lot of the cards, how can I show you this? No, that's not going to be the best one. This one hopefully will show. See this? No, here. This is rubbed off from the back, this mark here. And there's 14 of them that are like that. You need to add gratitude, girls. Mendy, it's incredible. Some of them are not so obvious, but I still wasn't going to not mention them because the price you pay for these, the amount of time it took me to get them shipped because they couldn't ship out to Australia because that was mid-lockdown. I don't know if any of the others are going to show up on like little bits like this down here where you can see the backs have rubbed off. It's a lot more obvious in real life. But yeah, finally they replaced my cards for me. I don't know what to do with these. I mean, they're still beautiful. So if anyone has any ideas of some creative way, I can, mind you, I think most of them are swords, so I'm not sure if that's a good thing to do something decorative with, but they're beautiful. And this is another deck that I find absolutely fucking ugly, and that's why I love it. But I do love big cards. I just shuffle them, the opposite way, like over the top. I riffle shuffle them sideways, like with the corners. And the readings I get with this deck are freaking incredible. Make a pocket in a journal out of one of them. Oh, yeah, that's a good idea. Can you laminate a table or box with them? Oh, collage. Oh, good ideas, people. Use them for journal or scrapbooking. I'm scared to put them somewhere I can't get them out, like gluing them and things like that. I don't know. I got to get over that. Like, what am I going to do? Just let them sit around, right? But I mean, look, how ugly is he? But he's fucking awesome. I love everything. Yes, the size is not as easy to use when you're doing a spread. I mean, my table that I have here that I do my spreads on, it can't accommodate a massive number of cards like that are this size. But everything, the feel of them, the shuffle of them, cardstock, box presentation, absolutely love it. I do regret that I didn't order the book for this one. And I know I can go back and do it, but again, the shipping just to buy the book is a little ridiculous. So this is my favorite in like deck production. I have to say a close second to that. As far as cardstock deck production is my 5 Cent Tarot. I love that deck. I think it is the only like real linen cardstock deck that I have. So I'd never had linen cardstock before. Everything about it I think is beautiful, down to the, the bag that it comes in. I love the box. I love the cardstock. I got the blue backs with the gold edging, and I don't know, it just feels amazing. I love this deck. Do a collage in a frame for your wall. I've thought about that, Fairy Wren. The problem is, in my tarot room here, I literally do not have a spare piece of wall space. Because they've either got like shelves with decks on, or I've got like 2 Buddha pictures and stuff up there. And I have no more wall space. So, but yeah, the whole presentation of my 5 Cent I love too, but I had to go with my Tarot of Prague for that one. Oh, bye, Chris. You're about to turn into a pumpkin. I'm not surprised. I'm not surprised you're not already a pumpkin. You rehomed your 5 Cent. Oh, I love it. If you look, well, the keywords I find are really good keywords for the cards, but looking past them, I see so many little tiny things in them, and I love that. Okay. My fave modern tarot. I just got to find it. This was a hard one too. But the reason I chose this is because I'm just seeing if, yeah, the reason I chose this is because my other ones I consider modern have fallen into other categories. So, yeah, I have to find it. Oh, would be like the Next World Tarot. I use this a lot. You love the cardstock, but the keys were distracting. Yeah. And I get that. Like, I do have to struggle to look past the keywords when I read it sometimes. I don't know if I'd read for other people with the deck. So I got this just off like our Facebook marketplace. And I thought it was a small one, but I'm actually glad it is the big one, because I do love big cards. And I worked with it a fair bit when I first got it, but I haven't for a while. And again, just because I've got so many fucking decks. But I do love this deck. I think it has a really great place in my collection. Frame them individually, then put them on the wall as a spread. You could mix it up. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, I guess I don't need to keep them in my tarot room, I guess. I can put them in other parts of the house. So yeah, I I think this deck's beautiful. I do really like the cardstock on this deck. Like I said, love big cards, so that doesn't bother me. I love the way it shuffles. Yeah, I love the uniqueness of the imagery in the deck. What's the Facebook marketplace for tarot here in Australia? I think it's called Tarot Oracle Buy, Swap and Sell Australia. I believe. I think. So yeah, that's my favorite modern tarot. And I guess like some of my more unique tarots I consider modern, because they're, you know, like my Philakos, it's so different to your traditional tarot. I class that as like modern, but I guess as far as showing more modern imagery and real life situations, then if it was based on that, then yes, this would definitely be the favorite. You have the smaller version of Next World. You wish you bought the large one. It's a lot of detail. Yeah, I'm really glad. Like I said, I thought when I was buying it, it was the small version because it was close to, like, not long after the small version came out. And I just thought this person, okay, bought the small version and didn't like it. But I was actually really, really thrilled when I got the big version. At first I was disappointed because it was like I wanted the normal version, the small version. But as soon as I started looking at the cards, it was like, whoa, I'm so glad I have this. Yes, and Michelle is in Melbourne, and hopefully maybe one day we'll be like in Queensland, close by, if her daughter and I can keep working on her to convince her. Hint, hint, Michelle. Okay, my Fave Art Tarot Deck. I wasn't 100% sure what this meant, and I did write myself a note to go and rewatch some of the other VRs to this and Mascha's original one about this question, if it meant like in the sense of like art that was like pre-created, that kind of thing. But I just took it of like the artwork that I really like. And again, so many of these could fit into that in that sense. But for me and that one, I chose my Shimmering Veil Tarot because I love this kind of artwork. I love the real ethereal, odd aspect of this. These are the bats, which I find weird because I love them, but I don't feel like they match. It means whatever it means to you, Jen. Awesome, Mascha. I love how weird this artwork is. I know nothing about art to be able to speak in technical terms, but the way that the images are not clear, does that make sense? You know, I don't know art terms, but hopefully you know what I mean by that. And the small version has a rose petal finish, which is more difficult to shuffle. Okay. That's interesting they made that choice for the small version. But this more kind of all over the place art that you've got to really look into. One of the best decks I purchased this year. Which one's that, Jamie? Oh, and you love this deck, Michelle. Yeah, it's incredible. Like, you see what I mean? Like you can make it out, but they're not clear figures. I know they're not silhouettes. I don't know. Someone artistic, let me know. You just sit with it. It's lovely. Yeah, it is, right? You could sit with an image in this deck for freaking ever. Look at that. So yeah, this I chose as my favorite art. Like, I love the art in all these decks that I'm showing. The Shimmering Veil. Yeah, Jamie. but there's something about this style of art that really, like, if I had the ability to draw, this is the kind of artwork I would love to be able to draw. I'm artistically challenged in that respect. Okay, number 15, your fave vintage tarot. I've had 2 that have come into my collection this year. One is the Animals Divine Tarot. I saw this when hubby and I were on one of our like away times this year. I actually put it in a bag in the box because it's really weird, the box. And I didn't pick it up at first, but it was $15, so I went back the next day. After I realized it's OOP and people are selling it for stupid prices. So yeah, I went and picked it up, but again, I've actually not properly used the deck. I think it's beautiful. I've looked through the images, but not really used it. So I can't really class the 2 decks that are more vintage style as faves because I more just put them in because I got them this year. The other one I got, and I think everyone's still in shock I haven't used, is my Mythic Tarot. I haven't done a single reading with this deck since I got it. And again, I picked it up for quite a good price. This is the original Mythic. So those are the backs. And it's in quite good shape. The like edges are a little scuffed, but yeah, I know you want the Animals Divine desperately, my voice. It is beautiful. But again, I haven't used it. I haven't read with it. And both of these decks are decks I've thought about putting up to trade and things like that. You have no idea how I can't use the deck. Mendy, honestly, again, I think it really, Michelle, it's fine. Don't stress about the workbook. It really just comes down to, because I've had so many decks, and like I said, when I was picking out all the decks for this VR and for the next VR I plan to do after this one to Candy, on her Dating the Tarot tag, which is another great VR I can't wait to do, it really made me see how many decks I just haven't worked with. So that's very much my intention. I need to put, like, all the decks you've seen are ones I've, aside from these 2 I'm showing, are ones I've worked with heaps. So I need to be brave and put the faves away for a little while, and just start using these other decks. Like, how gorgeous is that? Yeah, I know. I need to start using it. I will in 2021 because that is my goal. All right. What else? My fave deck of the year. Hang on. Where did I put? Oh, it's right in front of me. I'm just going to put this one away now so I don't lose cards from it. I added an extra category as well into this one. So this is the last question from Mascha, but I've got one at the end as well. My fave deck of the year, surprise, surprise, is my Mary L. Now, yes, I got a few I think all my other Mary L's maybe last year, but this is, again, you've heard me harp on about it, the deck that the beautiful Michelle, the gold gilded first edition, that the beautiful Michelle found, and this was this year because I did go back and check. I've not touched the gold gilded edition. other than looking through it. I've not shuffled it because I have on my other ones, and this is just so incredibly special. And I won't go on and on and on because I've talked so much about why this deck means so much to me and the thought behind it, and yeah, all of that. So yes, the Marielle is a fave deck. Why I chose this one as a fave for 2020 is because it did get to me in 2020, and because the sentiment behind it. And like I said, I won't rave on about it again because I always do. So yes, my gold gilded Marielle, definitely the favorite deck that came into my collection in 2020. And I am so blessed to have this deck. And it is all thanks to the beautiful Michelle Cracker. Mascha, disappointing. Disappointing. You need a Marielle. I shouldn't say that because I do understand why some people don't like the Marielle. Okay. Next year, I'm only buying Anna Turian's Tarot if it's released, and maybe SKT if I decide to have a break from buying. Yeah. All right. The category I added was my most used decks. So again, most of the ones you've seen here. Oh, you got a copy because of me, Jamie. Do you like it? That's the question. And Kristen Louise, you swapped your Marielle. I totally get why people don't like the Marielle. Like, I can understand that 100%. Even when I gifted Mendy's to her for her birthday, I made it clear that if she doesn't like it, she doesn't have to keep it, because I get that it's a really different deck. Oh, you do like it. You're allowed 4 decks in 2021. Gifts or exceptions, no books. Love it. So I added the category of my most used, and even though a lot of these I used a hell of a lot throughout the year, my most used has actually been my way home, in the sense of if I've had specific spreads I wanted to do, in the sense of live readings I've done on YouTube. I haven't done that many. In the sense of personal client readings I've done for people. The Way Home Tarot has actually been up there as one of my most used. The reason I got this deck was because I had a reading with this deck by Sedana. And the first card that she pulled out in that reading was the 8 of Pentacles. And in this deck, the 8 of Pentacles is a fucking bee building its nest. I'll see if I love Emperor and Empress cards that have the anatomy and the trees, like in the Wild Unknown. Yeah, love, love, love. I love the court cards in this deck. I think they're up there as my favorite kind of court cards. I can't find a court card or the 8 of Pentacles now that I'm looking. So the court cards are all this silhouette type, but you've got the images in there, and I find them so powerful in reading. So Ginger, this is the Way Home Tarot. Oh, come on. Let me look at that, the Universe card. Yeah, and here's the Emperor, so he's got the anatomical brain. Give me anatomy in those decks, and yeah. Love, love, love it. Where is the blood? This is a star card. I mean, it is just beautiful. I get Daughter of Cups. These spark a really big intuition in me. My Voice the Universe card's one of your faves. Is the Way Home OP? I don't think so, Jamie. I got it not that long ago. So I don't think it's OOP. Oh, where's the bloody card I want to show? Not always the way. Come on. There's one or two cards that are not my favorite in the deck. Oh, here it is. So this was the first card. Like, I'd seen this deck prior, but not properly or in its full. That's an Anna pulled for me in one of my readings. And we all know I have this phobia of bees, this irrational phobia, because I'm not allergic or anything. I'm better. I could be like in the same vicinity now. Years back, I would run for my fucking life. And there was something about it. And then the rest of the reading that it was like, I need to have this deck. I need to work with this deck. And I do not regret it because, yeah, God, I get a lot of intuitive hits when I read from this deck as well, and often afterwards as well. So, yeah, that's it. That's my 16, well, and my added 17, couple of cheats in there. But yeah, that is my VR finally that I've been prepped and ready. I'm waiting to do for weeks and weeks and weeks to Mascha. Hopefully it won't take me so long to get my butt into gear and do the VR to Candy from Candy Soul and Soils. I can't remember the exact tag, but it's something like Dating the Tarot. So yeah, again, like I said at the beginning, these decks, I didn't choose them based on them being created in 2020. A lot of them weren't, but they came into my collection in 2020. The only one I can't confirm is my Dark Mansion from Mendy, because I can't actually remember if that was late last year or if it was this year. Thank you, everyone. You have it in stock in a local store. Yeah, I'm pretty certain it's not out of stock or anything, although this is a deck that I paid. It actually gave the option to pay express shipping on to arrive in like 3 to 5 days from the US. So I expected I might get it in a week or so. It took longer to get to me. I paid more for the express shipping than the deck, and it took longer to get to me than one of the other decks I'd ordered from the US that just had regular shipping. So I will never do that again. Oh, Jackie, you've added the new Rider Rose. Just hit the buy button. Christmas present to yourself, a New Year's present to yourself. It's been a really shit year. You've had an exceptionally shit year, and you totally deserve to have the romance edition. Okay? So thank you so much for joining me, everyone. It was so friggin' nice to just be back and chat to people and talk. And like I said, if I just get my shit together and I'm planning my regular lives, regardless of trying to stress over suiting everyone, hopefully I'll be able to do this more. So hope everyone has. Oh my God, Jen, you're so bad when you don't hit the buy button when I tell you say goodbye. I know I want it, but I've got to be good. You know, like I reduced my work so much this year, and like this year towards the end, like we had my daughter's formal, her graduation. Her dad, her biological dad, didn't help out with the fucking thing. The moving aspects for her needing extra things and furniture, then Christmas. We've got my son's 16th, which is on the 5th of January. So I have to be good. Hopefully one day I will have the Sacred Bee, because, yeah, that one, wow, that is powerful as well. I know that. I know I will love that deck, but one day, Mendy. All right. Thank you so much for joining me. It's been so beautiful to spend time with everybody again. And I hope you have a great rest of your day, afternoon, evening, night, wherever you are in the world. And I'm sending loads of love to you all. Bye, everybody.